You see this red coming across my face right now? Well, it's because we're talking about one of the goriest franchises of all time, really, and that is The Evil Dead with its new entry, The Evil Dead Rise. And I'm pretty excited about this one because I'm a huge fan of the franchise. I watched the first one a few years ago now, I think, and honestly, 2 is probably my favorite of any of them. It kind of blends the comedy and like the splat horror stuff that's pretty gnarly and all the crazy kills and just insane ideas, especially with the first movie and what they accomplished on such a small budget. It's pretty iconic, honestly, and the franchise still lives on. I mean, it has 3 movies originally, then it has Ash vs. Evil Dead, and it has the 2013 remake, and now we have Evil Dead Rise. And honestly, this one, although it is still fantastic and a great Evil Dead movie, it's probably my least favorite. And the big reason why is because it kind of doesn't feel that much like Sam Raimi at some points. Like, there are the parts that definitely pay tribute to him, whether it's the big close ups and the camera flipping all around and stuff, and the camera being like a POV from the Deadite spirits. There's lots of cool stuff in here that definitely pays tribute and makes itself an Evil Dead movie, but at times it almost feels like a fan film in a way. Like, it almost pays too much tribute and doesn't really do the parts that it really needs to be a really good movie. And one of the things I didn't love as much are the characters here. I mean, we didn't have too much time to really deal with them or even find them likable at all before we just jump right in. And if I'm being completely honest, some of the actors, like the 2 older siblings, I just didn't really like them that much, and I felt like their Deadite personality was much better than the actual like character itself, which I don't know, maybe I just didn't get to spend enough time with them, didn't connect with them as much, but the personalities and the way they acted as those, I thought it was pretty fantastic. And the dark stuff they do and the kills, it's pretty fun, and I guarantee the actors probably had a ton of fun doing it, and the effects here, oh my god, are so good. I mean, it's probably the biggest highlight, which we probably knew going in, but they mix practical and digital really well here, and if you're a fan of these movies, it's a great entry to the series. Like I said, it's probably my lowest on here, but on my 5-star rating scale, it's still about a 4 out of 5, because it's still very enjoyable. If you're a big horror fan, go out and see it. There's a ton of horror out there right now with like Scream 6 and everything out there. Like, that's my personal favorite, and Megan's probably my favorite horror movie of the year right now. Like, those two are battling it out as my top horror, but this one jumps up there for sure, because it's a ton of fun. Like I said, it's not my favorite of the series, but let me know what your favorite movie of the series is. I'd love to chat with you. I'm a big Evil Dead guy. It's not my favorite series of all, but Bruce Campbell, he's fantastic, and you actually have a bit of audio cameos in here. I won't go into them too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but he's not visually there, which was kind of a bummer, but maybe we get Ash to come back in the next movie, because honestly, I'd love them to continue this, and if they could continue with Ash and maybe get Sam Raimi back in the director's chair, it's really my biggest hope, because he hasn't really done like horror directing in a while. He got close with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and I really want him to do another horror movie. And if he can come back and do some Evil Dead stuff, that's even better, because he's the man that started it all, and I would love for him to come back to the series. But if he doesn't, this new guy I think is pretty good. I mean, he did a movie like, I think it was called Hole in the Ground a few years ago, which I thought was okay, but this one's definitely much better in my opinion, and if he continues with him, I would like it. But if Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi are still in the producers' chairs and maybe jump over to directing, I would really, really adore it. But that's all I have for today, I think. Like I said, the movie's really awesome. If you like all that gnarly stuff, go out there and check it out, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Sam Raimi movie or favorite Evil Dead movie? Like, I'd love to chat with you on any of that stuff. And if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Like, someone just actually asked me to do like a TV show from the 90s. I won't say what it is yet, but I'm really considering it, because I think it'd be a ton of fun to do a video and do a deep dive into it, because I don't really know a whole lot about it. So if you have any recommendations for me to review stuff, let me know, and I will chat with you very, very soon. And be sure to check out the Adam and Steve show. I'm about to record an episode of that right now, so go over there and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Maybe even at the movies.